nothing wrong with that, but you have to wrestle with anything in diminish me, less of me, more of you, less of me, more of you, less of me, more of you, less of me. And I joke about it a little bit, but listen, your heart is you don't have to do all of that exterior diminish me. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to
You got it, Lord.
wrestle with anything inside of you in that religious stuff that would get into every single one of us that would say, no, diminish me, less of me, more of you, less of me, more of you, less of me, more of you, less of me. And I joke about it a little bit, but listen, if your heart is humble, you don't have to do all of that exterior posturing that is false humility. If your heart is humble before the Lord, you get to say, now as your son and as your daughter, what have you crafted me to do and to dream? What is it you've given me? What is it specific that you made for you? You are walking in humility because you know who you are. And in that place, you can begin to say, yeah, I want success. I want to be ambitious for the kingdom. I want to aim for excellence because my God is a creator of excellence. And if I am being reflected, he's being reflected in me and through me and what you're doing and what you're dreaming, then I want you guys to aim higher. I want you to believe for more. I want you to ask for more. And I want you to expect more. Right? Because none of us are doing this stuff to fill our pockets. We're doing this really to fill the kingdom. By saying Jesus is being glorified and moving forward. We're going to be shifting people's lives everywhere that we go. And that's going to be pointing them and bringing them into a relationship with Jesus. And that's what we want to do. So to do that, you have to be professional. So a book that I love is called The War of Art. I would say it wrong. The War of Art is a book that will talk to you about what it means to be a professional. A professional has an expectation that says, I do this for a living. I am not doing this as a hobby. I'm not doing this as a craft project. I'm not doing this as something to just pass the time. I am a professional. I earn my living by doing this. Now, I know that not every idea in this room is going to be something that you earn a living doing. But to have this mindset of saying, I'm going to do this with all of my guts, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go after this with excellence and with ambition, with success, that is bringing me into more of a place of, I look at this as a professional endeavor. And I think that if we do, even if we're doing community in a box, and if you're saying, I want to make the best community in a box that's ever been made, that you are starting to look at it not as something that you can just take it or leave it. Sometimes people self-destruct. They undermine their own success by starting something crappy. Because if you start it inferior, it's easy to let it go. So what I want is I want to challenge you to say, how do I start something? How do I pursue this dream at the highest and excellence, and so that it is valuable to me, and it is something that I would look at as a profession that I put myself into. And the reason I love that book, The War of Art, yes, is that it talks about resistance. Every single one of us, already in this room, are starting to feel resistance. Resistance can either be something that overwhelms us, or it can be something that we push against and it strengthens us. And as we're looking at something as a professional to say, I want to go after this with everything I have, we begin to push back against resistance. No, sleep in a little bit more. No, don't do that thing that you said you knew you needed to do this week to get any traction with your idea. Don't do that. Just let it pass. Let this go. Let that go. What you're doing is you're encountering that resistance and you're letting it just push right past you and right through you. But if you push back against resistance, it begins to strengthen you and refine you. And I dare say, it begins to prune you, which is what we are ultimately about if we're abiding in Christ, that we are growing, and we are growing into places where there is pruning happening to refine us for what? For more fruitfulness. Because what is that whole passage about? It is to the Father's glory that you might be fruitful. And that's what I want you guys to do in your service. That's what I want for your ideas and for your businesses and for your nonprofits, is that I want them to be fruitful, that the Father would look at it and say, that is kingdom fruit that's coming out of your life and out of your idea. sometimes there's a pruning process that has to take place, and that's that resistance. Like, are you going to go after this hard? Are you going to sacrifice? Are you going to lay down some stuff to be able to move forward? Or are you just going to let resistance push you back over one more time so that you go back through that cycle? I almost had this, I almost did this. Pushing through that moment of resistance brings you to the next level, and to the next level, and to the next level. Resistance, right? Yep, come on. Ultimately, what you guys are doing is you are walking. Kingdom Startups is all about kingdom stewardship. So you're stewarding, beginning to be faithful stewards tonight. I'm calling you into faithful stewardship of the dream that you have in your heart, that you would steward that dream until it becomes a vision. What's the difference between a dream and a vision? I'm sure there's a whole bunch of motivational posters that have stuff written on about it, but to me, all it is this is something that begins to churn in me and gets me going. The vision is when I start to refine that into actionable steps and saying, I see, okay, now I'm starting to see pathways. So I dream to get motivated and moving. I get vision to be able to have a pathway and start taking steps to it. And as I have a vision, I can start bringing resources into this kingdom startup that I have. And so all you are doing and what you're being called to tonight is to be kingdom stewards. Steward the dream by seeing God take it into that place of vision and action, and as Gareth said, and blueprint. And then steward that blueprint into saying, God, how do you take me into the resources? Is it people that I need to partner with? Is it money that I need to go find? Is it a business, a place of business? Is it whatever it is? What do you need to do to be able to steward those resources that you have to be able to say, hey, kingdom startups means kingdom stewardship. And tonight you're saying yes to being stewards of the dreams that God has given to you. And that's what we want to release. That's what we want to challenge you to. That's what we want to call you to. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a few minutes. Awesome. 7:30. We have about...
Thomas.